I know what I'm doing. I didn't turn it off and on. Hello there, my lovely Legionnaires. How are we doing today? I'm done! I'm done with this bullshit, okay? Fuck! If we can't get it to work, we just won't. Fuck. Oh no, hang on, I haven't turned him all the way on yet. Oh no. He's booting up, I'm so sorry. Okay, he should work now. Try again. If he doesn't work again, I'll be so sad. Why isn't he working? What?
At Haitanor.
He put. Oh my god, I can't live this way. Hang on. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Does he need to be, like, activated? Okay. What?
I have returned, mother.
Okay, now he works. Now he works. He's all turned on. He should be. It's all been activated. He should be good now. It took a minute, but I got him to work. He's our funny little TTS spot. I had him a while back, but BikuBot wanted to be stupid, but it should be working now. Hi, Aaron.
Salutations.
This is so epic.
I'm so glad he's back to working. We also now have the dono goal. So hang on. I have. Give me a minute. I need.
All right, I'll start the clock. I'll start.
No, I got this. Hang on. Up. And pin. There we go. All good. We've done
Huzzah.
it. Huzzah. Huzzoo. Can't stay for long. A dentist appointment because I chipped a tooth eating cooked rice.
Now that's a story. No, that's a story.
Sketch, I worry about you. I worry about you, friend.
Why are we worrying about people?
How do you chip a tooth eating cooked rice?
Very carefully or uncarefully?
I don't know. How did my sister accidentally cut herself with the cap of a soap bottle?
The triangle on screen. He is an eye monster. 2 and 2 together. Illuminati confirmed. I just thought it was better image composition.
Like, how do you cut yourself with a soap with the bottle of a soap bottle, like the cap of a soap bottle? Like, how do you do that?
Through my experimentations, the human body is surprisingly more durable and more fragile than we give it credit for.
Fair.
So, I'm drawing today for you the newest member of the DK crew.
Okay.
No, so this is Makoto, name subject to change, design subject to change, because I'm changing it right now.
Well, yeah, then it would be subject to change if you're changing it right now.
So, listen, I don't know if you know this about me. I don't know if this is surprising, but I am a fine oh, she's a lot of things. Lucky's not one of them. But I'm a fine connoisseur of, whatever genre you would call fucked up magical girls.
Okay.
So magical girls.
See, I'm not a big fan of traditional magical girls anymore. As a horror fan, I really like the genre of magical girl but fucked up.
But the problem with that, right, is that, like...
Most of them are very bad.
We've had this discussion.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to be like, it's its own separate genre, because, like Sailor Moon technically got a little bit quirky at night.
I suppose that's true. It's... I like the more, like, explicitly, like, from the jump fucked up magical girl stories.
That is fair. You know what?
I'm sorry,
Oh.
Aaron knocked me out with the Sailor Senshi do get a little quirky at night.
Thank you for the $20 donation! I appreciate it.
Now the Sailor Senshi can get even more quirky at night.
Like Magical Girl Apocalypse or Magical Girl Sight. Yeah! I haven't read Magical Girl Apocalypse yet, but oh boy do I hate Magical Girl Sight!
Oh, super manga nerd. Oh, you're my op. Oh, you're my...
I'm not familiar with... I'm familiar with gushing over magical girls, but I have not watched it. No.
I'm aware of it, but I know nothing about it.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it with a burning passion, actually.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I don't actually think it looks like actually good.
Hey all, Scott here. We all collectively owe Totally Spies an apology.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Fuck you mean by that?
You know exactly what he means by that.
No. He has to elaborate. What the fuck? What do you mean we have to owe Totally Spies an apology? I mean, I apologized to it years ago, but what the fuck?
Okay, I gotta get a little bit creative with this, because, me just coming out and saying it's gonna sound weird.
Okay.
So, we as the collective consciousness know what the internet thinks about Totally Spies, yeah?
100%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, as much as it is like an over-the-top like parody of like spy films with like all the chicanery that happens in there, because of the
That's a take.
the villains got a little bit quirky at night.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. The problem with that is, right, at the very least, they're like in college.
They end up in college later on in the series, so like, yeah.
The point is, like,
oh no, I think I'm starting to understand what you mean, what you're saying.
So, like, I'm of the honest opinion that most shows would be monumentally improved if they were set in college. Because,
Yeah, I mean, I can think of a few examples of that.
oh yes, but we're not talking about My Hero Academia right now. That's another time.
Okay, damn, fuck. I mean,
Listen,
I ain't saying you're wrong, but damn.
listen. All I'm saying is that if you're just gonna have if you're gonna have Class 1A just live in dorms, why even drop the T? Put them in college. Like, I don't even know why you would even like entertain the idea of minors just like doing hero work. Like I understand that like half the point of My Hero Academia is that we live in a society, but like,
We live in a society.
did nobody think this through? Anyway, not the point.
Yeah, back to gushing over magical girls.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I hate that show because at the end of the day, um, it is basically it is in if it's supposed to be written like as a coming of age story, whereas
Okay.
like
All
a
right, yeah.
girl understanding like their sexuality, but that's not what this show actually ends up being. Like
Oh, what?
the protag got groomed. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
What?
and then
What?
like
The
so
fuck?
so the whole bit, right, is that the protagonist of Gushing Over Magical Girls was like a big fangirl of Magical Girls, right? And
Okay, yeah.
so, you know, the funny little mascot, or Magical Girls mascot, like deceives her, because they're actually it's like they're the evil mascot. So the contract makes her a villain instead of a hero, and essentially the our evil mascot character um just blackmails our lead into antagonizing the our leads, but her powers are BDSM themed.
Okay.
Her weapon is a riding crop, for crying out loud. And did I mention that this does not take place in college? Did I?
You know what? I don't know why you know, I felt like that should have been my predicted end result of this conversation. I feel like about halfway through what you were saying, I should have known. Okay, this is gonna be about weird, like, this is gonna get weird, isn't it? Like,
Oh, it definitely got weird. Good lord. The person who told me about this show, we are no longer friends. We are no.
Because of that anime recommendation.
see, the only reason I know about it is because it keeps showing up when I search certain things, and I don't ever click on it. I scroll past it, but like it's been there. It's I don't.
James, no.
That's a good one.
Okay,
That's
that
a
was
good
pretty.
one.
I was gonna say that was great though. Okay, come on, that was funny. That was funny as hell.
I can't even lie. That one's good.
I will forever appreciate that James Porter will always find the most creative ways to attach what's being said on your streams into an ad for you.
It's true.
It's an impressive talent, but heavens forbid.
But back to Makoto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a connoisseur of all things like fucked up magical girl. Read Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. I watched Magical Girl Raising Project. Yuki Yuna's a hero. I have a video in the works talking about the genre of fucked up magical girl shit. I love it. Mainly because I'm trying to think of the right way to phrase this. In the same way that I have a lot of, like, strong, passionate feelings about things like, Lacey games is the same reason I have strong feelings about fucked up magical girl shit. I'm a big fan of people directly addressing and using inherently, like, childlike feminine things to discuss specifically the kind of terrible nightmare horror that it is to be a young girl.
Damn. Yeah, you're right.
Because, like, with respect to the trans femme hanging out with us and the trans femmes with us, my fellow informer she's, what a good way to put that. My she-hers and the artists formerly known as she-hers. Being a young girl is inherently a very scary and, like, strange early experience. Because you are taught very early. Not only is, for a lot of people, is your personality completely reshaped and rewritten to be more of what people think it should be, but you have a lot of ideas foisted on you all at once and are told of some very grave dangers to yourself and kind of just expected to know that those things are inherently dangerous to you. There's a lot of, like, and it doesn't help that when you're young, a lot of misinformation is spread to you as well, right? By people and fellow women that you trust, you're told a lot of things about yourself and about how you should see the world and how you should behave and how you should act and how people will treat you. And a lot of those things that you are taught from that early age are either out and out, like, not true, or are greatly exaggerated, and then when it's mixed in with things that are true and can be incredibly dangerous, like, you don't... Navigating your early girlhood is a very scary early experience. I think that's why a lot of, especially in the more modern internet age as well, I think it's why a lot of young girls end up having these really bad, scary early online experiences.
Oh, no doubt.
Is because you're navigating being told these things, and some things you just don't understand or you don't agree with, and some things are wrong. But when you're led out, it's very easy for people to tell you, like, well, this formative experience and these things you taught were wrong, so X general safety thing you were taught is also wrong. Everything they taught you was wrong. You don't know anything. I know everything, you know? And I'm not saying, like, that experience doesn't happen to boys. It does. It can, and it certainly does. But, like, but I think it's a more pressing, constant threat for young women. And young AFABs. If I say young women, presume I mean young AFABs. But... So I'm a big fan of the kind of the genre of content that uses these things to demonstrate that experience. Because, like, you don't get to see... you see a lot of, like, the perversion of womanhood in horror media, but not so much the perversion of girlhood. And there's a lot of things you can use in, like, magical girl tropes that lend really well to that metaphor and to that experience. And I'm a big fan of that. I think there's a lot of fertile ground for the distillation of like of when it stops very, and there's also, this is something else too. I feel like your Sailor Moon, Powerpuff Girl youth, I feel like something that not a lot of people touch on, but Magical Girl stuff does, is that it stops very abruptly. And I can't speak to if this is a similar thing for boys, but I know that when I was a girl, when I was a little girl, it was cool one day to like cartoons and to like cute things and cartoons and stuffed animals, and then all of a sudden, very quickly, it wasn't. And you had to be mature and more adult.
You see, I was gonna ask a question. I think the lack of of exploration of girlhood might be due to the fact that women is like that is like the AFABs are highly pressured into adultification more than AMABs.
Yeah, it's you become an adult very suddenly, and all of that, and a lot of magical girl stuff, a lot of like fucked up magical girl shit, revolves very heavily around that, around the idea that you wake up one day and everything you knew is different.
Yeah, and even even in like the traditional like Sailor Moon, that is actually a little bit of a motif, because like in the transformation they look older.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're cooking with society.
I will add to this. I think as someone who was not I had to customize my rig, so to speak.
An artist formerly known as he, him.
I will say that while the experience of like the struggles of boyhood and the struggles of girlhood do have their similarities. In fact, some of the things you described literally remind me of the transitional period from my preteens to my teens, despite the fact that I grew up as the confused boy.
Thank you for the donation, by the way. I just saw that. Thank you.
I will be the first to tell you, the boy wasn't confused. He just did not know what the fuck they were. Anyway.
The boy was not confused. He was simply not a boy.
Which is true.
That's my favorite. My favorite joke is, I did have a not like other girls phase, and it's because I wasn't a girl.
No, one of my favorites is the I visit my past self, and it's like, so what can you tell me? Am I actually... What can you tell me? Oh, don't worry. You're not gay. What do you mean I'm not?
But I like
what do you mean
boys.
I'm not gay? But I like boys. Yeah.
I love that joke. Am I gay? Well, no, you're not gay. But I like boys, and it's the like just insistently looks at you.
Honestly, I feel like there could be I feel like in general, the experiences of growing up as different types of people, that kind of thing lends itself into horror media really well due to horror's inherent ability of allowing us to safely face a lot of our complicated fears and paranoias from a fantastical perspective, so to speak. I mean, 90% of Silent Hill games are just metaphors for really fucked up mental health issues. So
yeah, I was reading a Tumblr article about how how horror has adapted over the centuries, because they tend to reflect like the current like collective consciousness fears of the time period. Even now, um, hey guys, do you ever feel like you ever are being watched?
Yeah. I mean, this is the wrong group of people to ask that to, but you know.
Yo, yeah.
This is
God.
the wrong stream to make that joke.
I will say, like, I've talked to you before, Eden,
Mm-hmm.
about my personal experiences coming to terms with my identity,
Mhm.
even as recent as the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And like, there's a whole different branch of like psychological discussion that can come from, you know, for lack of better words, growing up in a very binary society, and even after you come out, and even within what should be safe queer spaces, you still feel like people don't acknowledge the existence of you or people like you. Like, there's a level of being overlooked and ignored in that regard. Feelings I feel on a by daily basis, hilariously enough. So, I will say while I didn't grow up in the same circumstance that someone like you may have, I get the struggles.
Yeah.
Some of them parallel my own.
Yeah, I feel like certain things are universal. And I feel like certain things, I feel like a lot of the time, it's when a lot of people will boil it down and they'll be like, oh, it's the same thing. It's like, no, it's not. It's the same problem. Like, it's the same, if you talk about, like, the root issue, it's the same root issue, but these two things are handled very differently depending on, you know, class, race, socioeconomic status, gender,
like,
et cetera, blah, blah, blah. But that's not the point. We're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Now we're just talking about, fucking sociopolitics again, and that's not what I was getting at.
Let's say we're talking about society!
Now we're just talking about society again.
Sorry, that's my influence. I apologize.
It's okay.
I can't turn off my passive.
I'm guessing for the design and Skull and Bones, this is a necromancer magical girl. Yes. We'll get there. I'll talk to you a little bit more about her directly in a second. But I like
Nice.
I like fucked up magical girl things. I also, but like I like them for, like I said, a number of reasons, and that's one of them. And I'm not gonna get too into the weeds on that, because like I said, I have a whole video essay talking about it in the works, and I'm fucking shuffling around shit on that, but like, the point is, I feel like with a lot of things Heaton likes, a few things have, possessed the juice, but I have yet to find one that possesses the sauce. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that I've seen. Like, like, for example, if you were here for the mouthwashing stream,
I was.
You heard me, like, a bunch of times be like, this is it! This is the sauce! This is the sauce! Because it's like, this is the kind of shit that I really like, that I feel like nobody does. But I don't feel like that with, I feel like a lot of the times, Yoon and I talk about this a lot.
I do like that guy.
The two of us talk about this a bunch, where, because of the way that fucked up magical girl shit, I inherently very much like it, but it has two main problems. And those two main problems are the same things that a lot of fucking horror manga has now. It has a problem with extremity, and a problem with sexual-based content.
A problem with what?
A lot of magical girl shit, when it turns fucked up, the responses are, well, now that we have to delineate these things with sex and gore. And you super don't. Like, I don't know how many times I need to stress to you that you don't. You super just don't. You're gonna think that you do, but you don't.
You know.
And, like, I think there's something to be said. Like, one of the things that fascinates me about dark magical girl shit in general is that it tends to lend itself incredibly well to very vast casts of, like, queer and disabled characters, more so than a regular magical girl thing does, because it doesn't have to worry about the inherent problem of marketability. Which also something society, something the pinnacle of girlhood is seen as able-bodied and cis and straight, but that's neither here nor there. That's a conversation for the video.
Oh boy.
But because those things are made paramount, you lose something. You lose a lot of the, like, you lose a lot of the things that make it good when now you're catering to a completely different audience. And especially when you have to give up like the innocent facade, because a lot of them have this fucking problem as well. This isn't like a fucking, like, structural failing so much as it is just something I'm tired of. A lot of them want the mommy moment. They want the moment from Madoka Magica of mommy getting her fucking head bitten off.
Oh.
Sorry to any neon-colored crabs in the room.
They want the moment of the magical girl guys disappearing as its character's headless body falls to the floor. They want to capture the switch up. But the inherent problem with the switch up is that you have to really you have to make your fucking shit structurally sound before you do it. Because, hot take, I don't think Madoka did it that well.
I mean, yeah, it's almost like Madoka's more flawed than people say it is or something. It's crazy.
I think Madoka's wildly overrated, and it's also not really a subversion of anything, but that's neither
Oh,
here nor
thank
there.
God! This is a safe space. Thank fucking God.
But that's, again, another conversation for another day. The point that I'm trying to get at here is that while I really like the genre, and I think there's a lot of potential for it, I think I don't think I've yet seen a player in the genre that really does what needs doing and puts in the work. Because
Oh, there it is.
the two Madoka tried to subvert expectations, but had writing that treated its audience like goldfish. It's true. Most modern horror media, but I get what you mean. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's like it has a lot of it falls into the same problems is what I'm saying. I'm not saying these things are unique. I'm saying these are just problems that they have. I'm not insinuating that these are completely unique to this genre. But, like,
Yeah.
One of the things that I like about good, like, I can count on one hand the number of good, like, dark, I can actually count them on two fingers, good dark magical girl media that I've consumed. One of them is Yuki Yuna is a hero, and then half of one is Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka, because I really like the things it does until it does the things I hate.
Man.
Um,
I feel like I've described disappointing media with that exact sentence structure before. I like the things it does until it does the things I hate.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
If there wasn't so much fucking gratuitous sexual assault in Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka, it would be a fucking case study on why these things were good, but it fucking drags down its entire fucking story. But that's for another time.
Well,
Can you talk about this? Makes me want to work upon my Magical Girl project. But, like, okay. Now, the other thing, too, is I see a lot of, like, indie projects try, and I don't think they necessarily fail, but again, they seem very... I don't want to be rude, but, like, it seems like, from what I've seen, so there might be examples otherwise, but a lot of it is just kind of parroting back things that they've seen without kind of understanding why those narrative choices were made.
I wanted to make a pot shot so bad.
Yeah. Oh, I know exactly the one.
Do you?
I think I do. I've got a handful of guesses, Aaron. There's a few usual subjects that you wouldn't be able to name on my streams. All enough of Yuki Yuna reminder of like, but like for example, Yuki Yuna is a hero is a great example because its like twist point wasn't like, oh, now we're doing the fucked up thing. It's a slow build of, no, something about this feels wrong. It's very psychological horror, and I'm a big fan of that.
Give me more psychological horror. I don't need body horror. I need the stuff that makes me stay up at night.
Yeah, I want... Well, this is the thing. I want what I did when I sat down and decided I wanted to take a crack at this genre, right? I made 2 choices right off the bat. Fundamental. 1, no explicit mentions of sexual assault whatsoever. None.
Please.
There's things that I want to imply, things I want to do to make you uncomfortable that are sex-based, but there is no explicit sexual assault. None. 0. It won't happen. Not once. You'll never see one of the magical girls undressed. You just won't.
Thank God.
Because quite frankly, it just doesn't add anything. It doesn't... The story that I want to tell gains nothing from that, and loses... All it serves to do is lose. Some things... I think you can tell a horror story with sex in it, but, like, fucking... Fuck if I'm going to write it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I decided right off the bat... there's no lead to bury. I'm not... There is a twist at the end. And that's the thing that I have the whole story built towards. I have a clean end point. And there's a twist at the end, but no sooner. There is no facade of... the facade of this is brief, and there is no trying to bury the lead. If that makes sense.
It does.
There's no...
It ties back to what you said earlier about how too many of these try to mimic the whole mommy Tomoe deaf.
Yeah, there's no...
Like,
there's just nothing... I don't gain anything from it.
Again, sorry to any screaming kids movies reviewers who have to be reminded of Mommy's death. Anyway,
but And I decided that the best way to unbury that lead as soon as possible, metaphorically and literally, was to rip it the fuck out of the dirt from minute 0.
How do you do that?
Our protagonist's
Don't be a coward.
our magical girl protagonist's special ability is that she is a necromancer.
Oh, yeah, no, that would actually be a very easy way to do that, actually. Fuck, I didn't think about that. Because, like, giving her, like, kind of a fucked up power like that does a lot to, like, insert it into the audience's mind from the get-go. Oh, this is gonna be kind of fucked up, isn't it? It's smart. I am calling you smart.
Directly off rip, I decided that I wanted... And I'm not gonna tell you why I decided that.
Okay.
Because there is a... I sat down and I thought about the course of the way I wanted the story to progress, right?
Okay.
And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and my brain said, this would be the Sailor Moon S bit, when they all grab hold of the crystal wand at the end of the movie. You know what I mean?
I do know, yes.
What if we did it like this, and so you could get the same message across, but fucked up? And my brain screamed and went, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's pretty cool, I won't lie.
Yeah. Like, man, this is where my lack of consumption of media rears its ugly head, because like, I have not seen a Magical Girl series actually.
There's a bit.
No, I'm lying to myself. Yes, I have. Code Lyoko.
Shut up.
You want to argue with me?
Yeah, because it's an isekai.
Well, okay,
but
well,
still.
okay, well, no, actually, if we're gonna be particular, it's...
No, shut up! Don't say that! Because now my brain is like, what happens if, like, a magical girl gets isekai'd into, like, a fantasy world? Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yes,
I have too many things on my plate. Aaron, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up.
Hey, guys.
Can I take that idea?
I'm gonna break your legs. This is how this is gonna go.
Oh, okay, shit, fuck, okay, damn.
Oh no, now my brain is screaming.
But,
yeah, yep.
I wanted, so what I ended up doing, when I sat down and started, like, conceptualizing, was I knew I wanted, I knew there were a couple of things in particular that I knew, again, off rip, that I was like, okay, if this is what I'm gonna do, this is how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
One of them was, I'm just gonna do this this way instead of trying to, was I knew that at that point I was like, okay, we're gonna try and actually do some for realsies, like, subversion here. What do you
mean by that, Heaton?
I mean, we're gonna grab some tropes and we're just gonna pull on them just a little bit. Just a little bit.
It's like, from my perspective, right? People throw around the terms subversion and deconstruction so much that it's lost all meaning.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sitting here, and like, when I saw the TV Tropes article about the webcomic that I cannot talk about on stream, saying that it was a subversion and deconstruction, I was like, deconstruction of what, actually? A
Good
subversion
taste.
of what, actually? Oh, you know what? I did not think of that.
I mean, that's kind of funny.
Holla holla got dollar.
Thank you, Scrunk.
Yes, thank you, Scrunk. I'm so glad you're back.
But, So the big one was I knew I wanted one of the classics, which is magical girl protagonist is Crybaby.
Okay.
Big, soft-hearted Crybaby.
Pretty solid pick.
That's so fucking easy, you wouldn't even know. It's really easy for her to be crying and scared and sad all the time when she lives in a fucking nightmare hellscape. It's not hard.
Cry harder.
I also, I'm going to yoink... I knew I wanted to yoink something, more... I like the idea of, for those of you who have, who are Persona fans...
Hi.
I wanted to yoink, like, a midnight hour, backside of the TV kind of motif, you know what I mean?
I do, yes.
Like, the place in which we fight the monsters is not real. Ooh.
Yeah, like Code Lyoko.
Because I think that I like that you can do more like a great example of this is in Dandadan, because it means that you can have like your big like city destroying fucking Godzilla fights in the streets, and you don't have to worry about raw unabashed collateral damage.
What the fuck is Dandadan even about?
Dude, you know what? I'm totally caught up. I've read like 100-something chapters of it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that was one of the things you recommended to me. I need to get back to your recommended.
Let me put it to you like this. The first 2 episodes and the first couple of chapters are not a lie. They're kind of not a good indication of what the rest of the story's gonna be.
That's crazy.
You'll see what I mean when you read it.
And that's a read, yeah?
Yeah, I would recommend reading it. The anime's out, but like, I'd recommend reading it. I'll usually recommend reading it over watching it.
Well, you haven't steered me wrong yet.
Yeah, trust.
Yeah, you wouldn't do. So you wouldn't do what that guy did to me.
No, I wouldn't, but it might seem like I did for a minute. Don't worry about it. Just trust me.
Heathen won't hurt you the way others have.
But I also knew, I knew that I wanted... There's 2 other things that I knew for sure I wanted. Mm-hmm. I wanted, I wanted her to be blue. Well, I knew I wanted her to be either blue or purple, and I knew I wanted her, the villain, like the main antagonist, to be pink.
Haha, subversion of color theory or whatever.
Right. Because of, yeah, just, that's a basic one. Just a subversion of the regular color theory that the leader's always pink.
Because she's pink, of course she's pink, pink.
Okay, you don't need to turn into Aerosmith, Aaron.
Oh no, only the real ones know what I'm referencing.
Oh no, I'm sure they do, but I just referenced Dad Rock because I didn't.
Fair enough.
Because the villainous magical girl is always either blue, black, or purple. And she's going to be mostly...
Black, you say?
Yeah, she's going to... Haha.
What do they mean by this?
I am going to... This is like her oldest design. This is like a couple years old at this point. So as you can see, I'm tweaking it a little bit. She is going to be way darker colors. Haha, black hat, white hat, cowboys, something, something. The point is...
Yeehaw.
And then one of the other things, and I love this, because every time I have a conversation with Magical Girl fans about this particular element, every time I've gotten I've said the thing and I've gotten the response of a pause and then a, oh shit. Oh shit! Like, every time. For my fellow Magical Girl fans in the audience, you ever notice the weird recurring motif that the love interest is always far older than the girl?
Ah, we did talk about this.
Have you ever noticed that? Yeah!
Hey guys. Hey all, Scott here.
Fuck, you're right. Yeah! Nobody notices that. It's a very subtle one. But he's always older. Every time.
The differentiator is by how much?
Tuxedo Mask is older than Sailor Moon. Ikuto is older than Amu. Every time the boy is older. Usually not by too much. But he's always older. Now hear me out. Because a thought occurred, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
You and I have talked about this before, so you might know where this is going.
Oh yes.
What's one of the, like, constant through lines in the fucked up magical girl, like, canon? What's the one thing you can count on being in every single one of them?
SA?
No. The one, like, proper magical girl element that's in all of them that gets the same subversion. It's always that the mascot is evil. Right? It's always that the mascot's evil. The mascot always is the thing that wants to coax you into being the magical girl, is always evil. What if you took those two concepts and you put them together?
Enemies to Lovers fans are going to be wilding tonight.
See, that's not where my brain thought it was going.
What if the handsome, dashing tuxedo mask love interest is the mascot?
Oh, that's where my brain was going. My brain was going there. My brain was going to the thought: what if the dashing male, like usual male love interest was the evil one? That's where I was thinking.
What if he's the mascot and he's grooming them into becoming magical girls?
Duh. Ooh, I got it. Yeah, no, I guessed that shit. You threw me off with the wording, but no, I was guessing that shit.
Unfortunately, yeah. You'd probably do it better than...
Like I said, I have no intentions of, like, explicit essay.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But like I said, there's always this undercurrent of everything you know is wrong, but I can lead you to the world of being exactly the kind of person you've always wanted to be.
What you deserve.
I can make you the kind of girl you deserve to be. I can give you power that you've never had before. I can give you the power to make your life whatever you want it to be. You just have to do what I ask you to do. No matter how hard, no matter how scary, no matter how painful. If you do as you're told, and you put on the dress, you can have everything you've ever wanted.
Wake up, Samurai. You got a dress to put on. Wake up, Samurai.
That's the kind of shit that I want to tell.
Please tell it. I need to wash the taste of that trash out of my mouth.
I mean this in the sense that I feel like you will succeed at your intent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how while you were progressively saying that, my trauma flashed through my eyes.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
No.
No, I know where you're. I know the bit is like, oh, so you got it perfect. But so I was about to say, I'm sorry, but also thanks. I know I got it and why.
Yeah, I'm just.
Put on the dress up Orphan Jeans Percy.
It's something.
It's very uncomfortable, but it's entirely your point. So
yeah, it's. I feel like
Girl series where the transformations end up in suits.
if there is, I'm not familiar with it, and if there isn't, then there should be.
Yeah.
But I like these things. Like I said, I like these things when they're a proper exploration of the inherent horror of being a girl.
Fair enough.
And the thing is, like, that's the kind of shit that always happens. When you're a young girl and you're not given the kind of life you want, it becomes very easy, or you don't conform, or you're not, or you stand out, or you're not what everyone thinks or wants you to be. You get lured into these incredibly dangerous and manipulative, like, relationships and situations because they promise you the Sailor Moon magical girl experience that you always wanted. And and the idea of a promise that you can become everything you ever wanted to be as long as you do as you're fucking told.
as long as you blindly follow the lead of the older semi-charismatic man.
Yeah,
like buffalo blindly following the herd. Just like
your knight in shining armor has come to get you.
Yeah, just ignore all the red flags. Yeah.
Exactly. It's the whole point is your knight in shining armor is here. He came to get you. He's promising you everything you ever wanted. You just have to listen to him. You just have to do as he says, just as he asks, and it'll be fine. Your Uber has arrived. What trigger warnings? Gore for sure. Hi. I'm not a big fan of, like, he who she's inside out now, but like, I'm thinking, okay, when it comes to, like, the violence that occurs in this, I want something in between, let me show you an example. I'm gonna show you an example. This is the easiest way to do it. Let me... I don't need to show you the other one. Because that means that's just, like, what... That's just... Because I'm gonna say the first one is Danganronpa vibes. Then the other one is... Let me find her... Is this the one? Yes, this is the one. making me think about my trauma. 10 out of 10, you're doing a good job. Yeah, that's the vibe. I want to do something that evokes the feeling without showing the action. That's my goal when it comes to writing or making like traumatic like dealing with traumatic or like upsetting or triggering content is if I as a writer, I get it better when it makes my skin crawl and I don't have to see it. If I'm like, for example, the bit in mouthwashing, all Anya had to say was, I told you what happened. And then follow that up with, I wonder why our cabin doors don't have locks on them. And I knew what happened. I knew exactly what happened. I didn't need to see it. I didn't need to hear it. I knew exactly what happened. That's the vibe I want. I want a vibe where nothing happens and nobody... A hand is never laid on them, but, like... It's the way he talks. It's the way he puts a hand on her shoulder. It's that kind of shit that just makes you be like...
It gives you the ick.
You know? Yeah, I want you to get the ick!
Yeah.
Add jump scare.
Unfortunate.
Hang on,
No,
I'll wait. I'm waiting. Tell me when the ad's over.
Now I'm sitting with my thoughts.
As is the wanton way.
Oh yes.
Tell me when you're free of ad jail, because I found my example. Hang on. Ad's over. Cool.
Ad machine over.
Ad time. So, let me. I'm gonna turn the sound off because you don't need the sound for my point, but. If you've seen Sparkle's original trailer in Honkai, I want the bit where she does the thing. There! Like, this kind of vibe. The way that in the dreams, it's just confetti. Like, I want this kind of energy. The vibe of, like... So something between that and, like, Danganronpa. You know what I mean? Where, like... There's no explicit gore, per se. But there is violence.
I see. You see, it's not murder if it's robots. You see, it's
Kinda, yeah. I like the idea of that more than... Again, I feel like explicit blood and gore for this kind of story just sort of detracts from it. I feel like it just it takes away, it's subtractive, not additive. So I'd like to try to do something artistically that's not quite gore, but that still implies violence is happening. So for content warnings, I would say, yeah, I'd say it would have gore, probably like grooming manipulation shit. Trying to think. Nothing else off the top of my head.
I was going to say, as a very staunch critic of content warnings, I feel like you're going to probably make a banger one regardless.
Yeah, if you ever animate this idea, I'm totally down to VA a character. I wanna! Welcome to another thing on the long list!
Yeah. The price to pay for being a creative without Elon money.
Yeah.
See, the price to pay for being creative is having to work off of the money you gain bit by bit and saving up for it so you can splurge them all on your big projects. Man, I sure love my life anyway.
Bro, listen, like... This is why I believe meritocracy is dead, if it was ever alive.
You are not about to Aaron Tempest this shit again.
I love the now that I'm done with my spiel, I love the shitty grifter language of like, what happened to hiring people based on qualifications? Bitch, they never did that.
Dude, you really think they want entry-level positions with 10 years of experience?
Are you stupid? Like,
Yeah.
my favorite is they're like, oh yeah, like, in a fucking Hollywood, what happened to hiring actors who were just good at their thing instead of giving them roles based on, like, what kind of, whether or not they're, like, disabled or queer? It's like, hey, dipshit, I have some news for you. You don't get roles based on whether or not you're a good actor. I don't know how to explain to you that's not how this works.
Hey, did you guys know that after the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie, Matthew Lillard spent a good chunk of time without any work?
Despite the fact that he was fucking Billy in Scream.
Yeah, did you know that? I bet the weirdo grifters who say that shit don't. Because their knowledge of pop culture begins and ends at the Funko Pop aisle in the GameStop. Anyway.
Tekken 8 cards.
Sorry, I've been waiting to use that insult for a while now.
Is this profiling?
What's profiling?
Are you assuming that just because I'm black, I will be collecting Tekken cards?
Token, we've been over this.
You're black. You're gonna
You can play
Tekken.
Tekken.
I have never performed a Korean backdash in my life.
Hey,
be
listen,
as sick
Jez,
as you want. Just do the Korean backdash.
Also, listen, Jez Post. I understand GameStop is a shell of what it used to be. I got a sick Teen Gohan statue from GameStop the other day. Okay. It was based on his epic walk when he first turned Super Saiyan and during the Cell Saga. It's a really cool statue. I like statues. I don't buy them as often as figures, but I do own some.
Yes.
I just I have a lot of strong and aggressive thoughts about the things I like that I would like to execute upon at some point. But will I ever get to? Who knows? Who can be sure?
I'd like you to.
You know what? So would I!
The idea.
Well, we're in agreement then. We're in agreement then.
Hey,
I want you to do it. You want to do it.
Hey guys, have you ever just generated an idea in like 10 minutes?
Yes.
Hey all.
Yeah. That's how Curse Blockers is happening. What about it?
Tadaka, you remember how I was talking about like it's a crime that we haven't had a steampunk isekai yet?
Oh. Rad.
We were just talking about like
you
how
feel
like,
every time you say it, I feel insane.
What?
Like, and he talks about this off and on, and every time he says it, I feel like I'm being gaslit, and I'm like, no, there is one. There has to be one, and there's not. I'm convinced every time that you're making it up, or that you're crazy and there is one, but there's not.
Yeah. So, Magical Girl Isekai. Magical Girl Steampunk Isekai. Why not?
I thought the joke was going to be that you're just saying words like into your microphone for it to send you recommendations.
No. I'm never letting Alexa get access to my data willingly. Forget it. They'll have to pay me, like everyone else.
Oh, so some fun notes about her design.
Okay.
Because I like them. So I wanted her to be like Shrine Maiden kind of Miko themed. I wanted her to have like strong traditional Japanese aesthetics. Hang on, I am gonna actually fucking, because you're not gonna be able to see the sleeves under the robe when I'm done doing this, but it'll be fine. I'll save this for a reference for myself. But I also wanted, so her hood is, so she has a lot of, like, Japanese, like, funerary motifs in her stuff. But, like, her hood is supposed to look like, a little bit like the... If you've ever seen... If you look up, like, a Japanese wedding kimono, it's supposed to kind of look like that. Like, the hood shape of one of those, so she's supposed to look a little bit like a bride.
Oh, I didn't notice that. It's pretty cool.
You'll also notice that the top of her kimono is backwards.
I did not notice that. That's crazy.
It's because that's how you prepare the robes of a corpse when they're buried.
Oh. I did not know that either.
Mm-hmm. Then this detail that I'm just adding now is meant to evoke the ribbon that you hang on on the picture that you, of the deceased that you have at a Japanese funeral. And then the shape of the hood is supposed to mimic, the triangle thing that you put on their heads. I don't know what the word is for that.
I don't either.
Can't say I know.
I'm sure there's a word for it, I just don't know what it is.
Man, imagine thinking through your design like that. That's crazy.
I know I want to keep... the one thing that's got me stuck is the supporting cast.
That really is the bit, ain't it?
Because I'm constantly torn between two, maybe three different ideas for the overarching theme that I want them to have. Because I want all of them to be for a special reason that'll help us later. The magical girls are all connected.
Everything's connected.
There's only a certain amount chosen at any given time. For a reason that will be established upon later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I am torn between it. The main reason is because it all depends on numbers.
Like this is a numbers game, or
well,
like numbers are symbolically important.
It's first and foremost it's a scope thing, but then secondarily they're symbolically important.
I see.
Because it's either
we have to keep the feature creep at bay. We have to keep...
It's either
the fucking what?
Feature creep.
Feature creep. You know, the thing that killed Yandere Simulator. You know.
I've never heard that terminology before.
Yeah, feature creep is feature creeps when you start adding and adding and adding and adding until it becomes like untenable.
Oh, yeah, the thing that resulted in my indie game project for 2019 needing to be taken back to the drawing board. Yeah, no, yeah, never mind. Yeah, fuck me.
It is also called scope creep.
Yeah,
But the choice is that either their powers are based on goddesses, which is a thing that is relevant to this art piece, and to the ending. And I can have as many or as little as I want. They're based on tarot cards, in which case there would be 21 girls total. Or they're based on the zodiac, in which case there would be 12 of them. But it depends. It all depends. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided how many is too many.
Yeah.
I'm torn mostly towards the second and the third, but because I want the first to be what makes our main character and her main rival unique. Oh, you want to see her rival? I can show you. Well, I can show you her old design. She's gonna need to be tweaked a little bit. This is her. This is the main villain.
Ah, yeah, I remember her.
Again, she needs to be redesigned. I don't think their forms are enough. Not nearly, but that's Utano. Oh, my baby boy Skrunk? Oh yeah, you're new. You wouldn't know about Skrunk. He's been out of commission for a while because I couldn't figure out how to get TTS to work. He is my son. I gave birth to him via my dreams. As the mother of beholding, I occasionally have... So, okay. If you're not familiar with Dungeons & Dragons...
Roll initiative.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with Dungeons & Dragons, our baby boy here, Skrunk, he is... Did I? Oh, I did. God damn it. It's fine. He's a beholderkin called a Death Kiss. Beholders... Okay, so for context, beholders reproduce asexually via their dreams. And as the mother of all beholders, I also reproduce asexually via my dreams. Because I think it's funny that every time some motherfucker makes the joke of, like, you're asexual, so, like, or you fucking divide by mitosis? Yes. But, so I had a nasty dream about bleeding to death, and then I got my baby boy. This is Skrunk. He's a Death Kiss. He is vampiric in nature. He likes to drink blood. I have decided that he will remain small forever because I don't like the fact that in Dungeons & Dragons, Death Kiss are size category large, which means they're the size of a horse or a cow. So he will remain about dodgeball-sized forever because that's how big I feel like he needs to be.
Random question.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite blood type?
I think he likes AB.
was expecting to be positive.
You would think.
Then again, O is usually the default.
AB blood is rare, apparently.
Ah, expensive taste.
Unfucking fortunately for my wallet.
Huh.
And for my cultist's veins, but I'm tish. I think he likes the iron. He likes the metallic taste. We can feed him organs or raw meat, and he'll have and that'll work in the meantime.
Yeah. I have thought, I've put a little too much thought in how vampires, like, categorize blood types, and, like, just a little bit too much. Just
VTM would be fun for you.
Oh, don't ever put me in VTM. That's it. It's over for you. I will figure out how to break that system in half.
God, it'd be great. It'd sure be nice.
Man. Uh...
Oh, I will give you one more thing about the story in my head for this. Makoto does eventually get her wish granted. It is not a happy ending.
What up?
Shit.
Hello.
A good number of my stories, despite being horror-based, have at least a... Not even what you would necessarily call a happy ending, but at least, like, what I would refer to as a positive ending.
I see.
Like, for example, if you, because heartstrings is still a thing that I have in my back pocket for whenever, I do have what you could generously call a genocide ending, which is how you get the true ending, which is when you're the worst kind of person imaginable. And that has what I would generously refer to as a positive ending. Not a good ending, but a positive one.
A positive one nonetheless.
Bad things happen to people who deserve it, is all that I'll say about that.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, that's the message.
But this is not a story with a happy ending.
Yeah.
What is the story? I'm looking at the stream right now.
I'm too invested in this idea now. This is a problem. Heaton,
Yes.
has there been, like, fictional works that explore how women are treated in the workplace?
Yeah. Fucking Off the Dome, one of my fucking current, like, favorite manga of the year, I would say, is J.K. Haru is a sex worker in another world. And that's... By the way, thank you for the donation. And that revolves, like, entirely around the misogynistic way that men look at sex workers.
I see.
And how it is simultaneously how men look at sex workers, how women reclaim their sexuality for their own autonomy,
Hi.
And one of my favorite themes is the way that isekai manga treats women.
Poorly.
Unexpected third theme, but okay.
I some fuck shit happens in that manga, but I couldn't recommend it to you highly enough.
I mean, I'm all for reclaiming your own sexuality to reclaim your bodily autonomy. So that's already a selling point for me. Like,
Same.
There's
it's like
there's a section of that manga that was hard to read, but it was really good.
dope.
I'll take your word for it. Though,
I love when I check out media and then stay up till 4 a.m. laying in bed thinking about how it's changed my worldview.
Me too.
Yeah, that was.
I wish I had that feeling more.
Near Automata, you'll always be famous anyway.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing. I do need to experience that game at some point.
It broke my heart and left me in a state where I realized humanity was beautiful and worth protecting. I cried. I was traumatized. Take my money again. Take my money again, Mr. Taro.
I laughed.
Take my money
I
again,
cried.
Funny Moon Man.
It moved me, Bob.
It moved me, Bob. It did. It did, in fact, move me, Bob.
Oh, if only Brooke was here.
Hey, I understand that reference just as much as Brooke would.
Sometimes I can still hear her voice.
Stop telling me
I was about to say we say like she's not downstairs.
How's she doing today, by the way?
She's doing fine.
Epic.
Yep. So, I have my idea. Had my idea for the funny Metro Girl steampunk isekai.
Don't you just love it when you just listen to one of your friends ramble about their creative endeavors and it causes you to come up with a whole new creative endeavor?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this was every time he and I talk about magical girls, like there's an idea that simmers in the back of my mind, but I have just like zero idea how to like put it to paper. But I think I might have an idea this time.
That's
Now,
epic.
as you may know, I am not a woman.
Okay, we can everybody write that down. Things we know about Aaron.
Not with that attitude.
One of these days, if we were having a conversation, you could whip out the "when I was a little white girl," and I'd be like, "What?" And I would have no choice but to believe you.
Aaron's like that one side character from the mid 2000s, like from the niche mid 2000s cartoon, who just somehow is like the best character in the side cast, and probably spawns their own fandom, like
That
10
gets
years
like
later.
no love for the original creator, but the fan base absolutely adores them. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah, that's
you know the
here's
ones.
Yeah, that is ironically that is kind of like where the design concept for this like for my like the overall concept, because like the idea for for my lore is that if I was in a video game, I'm the shopkeep for like the bonus, like for the post game, for like the post game rare items and stuff.
Yeah, that's your
And
vibe.
my corporation is essentially an end game, not an end game, a post game super dungeon.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
You're the shopkeep that gets the cool secret boss fight music if you try to steal from them.
Yeah, basically.
If I've been having a lot of thoughts about Lore Warrior.
I'm so glad. I'm glad someone else is.
One of which, like, I don't know if you've understood this, Heaton, but I've decided to take on Goblin Lore.
I've noticed.
One such concept that I thought of was that goblins were the ones that created wargs. When one crazy shaman decided to mix a dinosaur with a wolf.
What if we made
And,
dogs better? What if we made the sequel to Dogs?
Wargs. I'm going into it. What if we made the sequel to Dogs? Exactly.
He's going into a tunnel. We're losing him. Oh god. He's black, not a woman. That's the joke. Jazz post.
So glad you could join us at the joke.
Listen, I've joked about it before that we're like, we know so little about Aaron. We don't even know if he's really black.
I mean, I
The
feel like
the joke is that he has to be because I've listened to him speak to his parents. Gigi! Eepin seepin?
Hi, Gigi. How is Gigi today?
She's doing good.
I love that cat.
I also love this cat.
I'm letting you know this every time when I visit. When I visit you, I am petting the cat.
And pick her up if you want.
If she lets me, I will.
She won't like it, but she won't stop you.
How does that fucking work?
She fucking hates it. She hates being picked up and manhandled, but she won't fucking do anything about it.
I was gonna say, 'cause like one of my mom's cat, she doesn't like being picked up either, and she will literally like push me if I try.
Let me hang on. Can I? Will it work?
How do you?
Will it kill?
Will it kill? Actually, will it?
I guess not. I don't know what I did to fuck it up that the webcam will not receive cat.
Dang, I wanna. Dang, I wanna see cat.
You are not allowed. She has decided.
GG.
She says, I am napping. I do not wish to be perceived. I'm tempted to not implement the hands at all, actually. I kind of just want to draw her now. I draw her often, and she's usually crying. That should tell you something about this.
Shit.
Do with that information whatever you so desire.
Well, that just hurts.
She's
Like,
baby.
I
You guys
just
have
got
vocal
done.
stems. Mine's here, kitty. You can as cheeseburger. Oh yeah. One of my
There is no way one of your vocal stems is a postal free quote.
apparently Jess's is.
Yeah, no, because like that's something dude says in postal free.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, though it's also no, Jess, the meme comes from that. The audio is from postal free. Most people don't know that because postal free is the worst one. But no, that is the dude saying, "Here, kitty, you can ask cheeseburger." I know nobody tuned into a Heathen stream expecting an origin of a meme study, but there you go.
Oh yeah, isn't your sister have the postal autism?
Oh no, yeah, one of her Momocon cosplays this year was the dude, and she went around getting cosplayers to sign the petition in character. It was really funny.
Good shit.
Oh, the meow sounds from the meme are from Nekoark from, I believe, Under Night, Melty Blood. I don't know, one of those French bread fighting games.
One of the ones that are made by the
Yeah,
fucking
the
fake
meme
people.
the meme just fused one sound effect with another and created like meme magic.
Trying to I know I do. I just it's for some reason it's hard to recall them off the top of my head. Fucking I do, but I can't now that I have to think about them, I can't remember any, but I know that I do. I've had cherry blossom iced tea stuck in my fucking head for a couple of days. Does that count?
Cherry blossom iced tea.
I have several characters that would fit that meme.
I have Heaton, I need you to understand that now that like I can't look at that meme without imagining two OCs of mine, fucking both are named Argento and Cody Noah guy. Cause like that's their entire dynamic is just Cody's like upbeat and super flamboyant and fruity, and then Argento is cherry blossom iced tea.
Cherry blossom iced tea. As much as he loves them, I think part of that is I think it's half of the fucking dead end job party. Fucking Jasper and McKay are cherry blossom iced tea, cherry blossom iced tea, and then fucking Artorias and oh god, I want to say Winona, and that's wrong. Wisteria, and then Artorias and Wisteria are cherry blossom iced tea.
Cherry blossom iced tea.
If you take your antidepressants, you too can become magic on accident. I fucking love Luigi's Mansion. It's a fucking set. I just realized after I said them, like, that's a set of sentences that nobody but me will understand.
Literally one of my absolute fucking favorite genres of TikTok audio are the ones where you can just imagine at least a set, like certain characters you created over it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is definitely one of them, is the Cherry Blossom Iced Tea audio.
I have no idea what the context of that fucking audio is.
I don't either, but like, it's funny, so slay.
A couple of who run a company making socks used it to. It was a jingle for their products.
That's hilarious.
I was just saying that I feel like that's the fucking dead end job party is fucking Jasper and McKay or cherry blossom iced tea, cherry blossom iced tea, and then Artorias and Wisteria are cherry blossom iced tea. And then I made I made the joke of I was like, if you take your antidepressants, you too can be magic on accident. Man, I love Luigi's Mansion. Ben'll get it. Ben's in that campaign.
Yeah. Which campaign?
Fucking the one I just said. Fucking dead end job.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Sorry, I had a momentary brain fart. I'm driving while I'm talking.
Funny mouse.
But that being said, kind of circling back to what I was saying, that like in Lore of Lorien, I like the idea that like much like owlbears, wargs have like kind of a mysterious background to them. Nobody knows whether or not they evolved that way. Others don't know whether or not they were magic. All we know is that for some reason they are equal parts wolf and equal parts raptor, and it's scary.
I was gonna say they have to be like magically created. That's what makes them monstrosities.
Yeah, but at the same time, like fucking ice wolves exist.
True.
And ice wolves are considered monstrosities, even though, in every sense of the word, they are just wolves that breathe ice.
Hey fellas, do you ever think about the fact that winter wolves canonically can speak English? I think about that a lot.
Oh, yeah. And they fuck with it, too.
I cannot stop thinking about how long I ran one of my games, one of my one-shots, and then finally I had a fucking, totem barbarian be like, or ancestor barbarian, who was like, I'll talk to them, I'll ask them a question.
That was me!
No, this was before, because it was my card shop game, and they're like, I'll ask one of them a question.
Okay.
And they were like, are they beasts? And then one of the guys is like, I think they're monstrosities. And I'm like, hang on, I'll check the book. And I did, and I paused, and I went, you don't have to bother, they speak common. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, they have an int of like 11. I was like, what the...
What the flip dip?
I'm like, yeah, they can speak common. They're considered... Also, they're considered giantkin, so do with that whatever you please.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta hurt, ow.
Which I think that's supposed to be a reference to Fenrir, but at the same time... Whatever. Sorcerer of the Shore can do what the fuck I want at this point.
It's true. Fucking sorcerers of the shore?
That sounds like some kind of wizard of the coast or something.
Yeah.
Words could simply be synapsed. Fun fact, birds can also speak human. Eventually, yeah. But, like, you can communicate.
Okay.
But you can communicate with a winter wolf. Like, they can
Yeah,
just talk.
See, birds can understand. They don't quite understand what they are saying. They just know.
Wargs
that a
could simply be
specific sound
synapsids.
means
Also,
something
fun
else.
fact, birds
That's
can
it.
also speak
They
human.
don't have.
That's
They don't
true.
have context. They don't have context. Same for fucking ravens, though. Ravens and crows. They do understand that shit, and they will fuck with you.
Man, I miss Lucy.
Good Borb.
She was great. Loved her to death.
There we go. That'll be...
But I also found that hero mounts that you can put on your minis. One of which being a raptor, and I'm like, oh, I know what I'm gonna be doing next.
I love
Goblin on a raptor.
raptors, but that's because I think dinosaurs are inherently cool.
Dinosaurs is cool. I was watching this Jurassic Park series on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. Life. It's like animated. It's like a kid show, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And I was watching it and I was just like, yeah, dinosaurs are just fucking cool.
Dinosaurs are one of the many things on this beautiful planet we call Earth that are just like, it's just one of those concepts that's just like inherently cool.
Yeah. You can't help but
Yeah.
think to yourself and wonder what would have society been like if dinosaurs had continued existing? Like how would have humanity evolved?
I'm pretty sure that we would have had to, like, without the existence of dinosaurs, we would have had to delay the discovery of autism for at least another 100 years.
It's so true. You're so right.
That's crazy. That's wild. You're right, but damn.
Speaking of autism, though, can I just say, which like is an apt segue because I am, but like point is that can I just say I just love how my small just looks so done with life.
I feel like I feel like the vibe I get every time I look at the old artwork of Lindsay is that she's just fucking exhausted, man. She just looks tired. If I were to
Well,
draw
I mean-
if I were to draw her, I feel like she would have bags under her eyes.
I mean, she would if she was still human. I'll put it that way.
Ooh, lore.
I love how I've been using this call to keep myself focused while doing shit I need to get done.
Hell yeah. I like
Yeah.
that for you.
Unironically, same. I'm editing right now, but like,
I'm
But
glad I
unironically,
could be
like-
of some use.
You're
yeah, 'cause,
Hedon.
like I'm.
Let's say Hedon, your use is existing for me. Honestly, I wake up every day with feeling like my life is better because you exist in it.
Aw, thank you.
Gay?
Yeah.
Homosexual.
Yeah. So yeah, I kissed homies goodnight. What about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
As
very
you-
Heaton, is it
if you
indeed canon
run
that
that
Danica kisses you goodnight?
I mean, Brooke kisses me goodnight. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I have invalidated.
Unironically, can't tell if you're joking.
I'm not. I get
Wait,
little,
I
I get like little forehead kisses.
Yeah.
is this just a US thing that
Yeah,
I don't understand?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's not our level of like
It's
our level of comfortable platonic intimacy is abnormal. I will say that.
I see, because like that's the thing, right? Because me and a few of my IRL friends are planning to go together to this Yu-Gi-Oh event that's coming up soon, and like we're gonna be like sharing an Airbnb for it and shit. And I'm just saying now, like there ain't no way in hell that any of that shit happens without a severe amount of Jack Daniels involved.
Yeah. People in our friend
Yeah.
group we're down with like higher levels of platonic physical intimacy. I don't care is the thing mostly.
yeah.
Yeah, cause like I'm saying, right? Cause like with because like that's the thing, right? Like
There's no like
'Cause
I don't
learning-
get kisses on the lips. I get forehead kisses.
Yeah,
and then-
obviously.
yeah, that
yeah, cause like that's the thing, right? Cause I know, as much of like a cringe way to put it as I'm sure this is, learning to socialize like in the Yu-Gi-Oh community has completely stunted any of my ability to like realize the correct way to speak in like a romantic or like romantic
You're the best
context, for
artist,
instance,
Hidden,
is probably the
says
best way
Meme
to put
Boy.
it.
I tend to agree.
How does Yu-Gi-Oh affect your romantic?
How does Yu-Gi-Oh affect my what?
Romantic context.
Because like it's because like Yu-Gi-Oh players on average carry like the same sort of energy that like teachers do, I guess, or like nuns or what have you, where like you see them and like they register in your brain as like a human being, right? Like yeah, we get that far, but like what you know them for and what you know that they're like is like so far removed from any sort of like romantic or sexual context that it becomes impossible to think about them that way.
Yeah, I get that.
I suppose I can
If
get
you're
that.
normal,
suppose so,
I
yeah.
would like to add the
Yeah,
asterisk.
Well, if you're normal, obviously, like if you haven't been like victimized and like traumatized by some of these people, obviously it would change there. But like, because like
or if
the
you're just
Yu-Gi-Oh
not a weird
community,
pervert.
yeah, and the Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah,
community is a little bit different in that way because it's the only person who could be a weird pervert about these people is pyrocynical.
It's true.
So as
guys,
somebody
we did
who
it.
worked at hobby shop, /lounge, we would have the Magic players and we would have the Yu-Gi-Oh players. Now, while I found the Yu-Gi-Oh player, I'm not gonna say that the Yu-Gi-Oh players were bad. In fact, out of all of the fucking people that come to that fucking store, out of all of the groups of different people, the Yu-Gi-Oh players and the Pokemon players are surprisingly chill. but they also are very socially awkward. They do not pick up on context clues at all whatsoever.
Yeah, 100%. Like, because
Um,
I can speak from experience, having grown up in both, basically, of those two. Where, yeah, I did, like, I did not understand, like, sarcasm at all until I was, like, 15 or something.
My-
Maybe even, well, it might have been a bit earlier than that, but...
It's
I will
almost
say
like
my
it's because
favorite
these
one-
hobbies tend to be full of autistic people.
Yeah, and so we just, like, create this cacophony of autism, so we just never learn.
It's
I remember one of my favorite interactions with like a Magic player that I went up against. So
Oh, no.
so we're setting up our. It's good. Don't worry. So we're setting up our field and stuff like that. We're putting down our map. They put down my map. He puts down his map. It's a waifu Hinata print for Naruto. Adult
90%
Hinata.
of Yo-Gi-Oh players are
Oh,
cursed.
true.
And then I see the sleeves, waifu sleeves, and then I see the cards. He's reprinted his entire deck with proxies of waifus of these popular Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And he looks at me as we're setting up, and he's like, "I don't want you to think I'm a pervert." There's a pause. I want you to know that I'm a pervert.
Did you check for this guy if he had, like, an ankle bracelet?
No, he was
You know
actually.
what?
He's,
You know what? I appreciate it.
yeah,
'Cause, like,
no, yeah. You
I-
hardly respect it.
I
I
have-
think I have more respect for that guy than I do for the dudes who are like, it's not a sexual thing, I promise. Like, if you
Yeah.
look
Okay.
me in the eyes and you're like, no, I'm a freak. I just want you to know that. It's like, you know
Yeah.
what? At least I know where I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, at least they're honest, but still,
Yeah.
you'd still rather they weren't a freak in the first place, right?
I mean, yeah. If I had the option, but like,
Yeah.
Look,
Because, like, that's just giving me, like, remembering this story. Like, I don't know if I've told this before, but, like, during COVID, there was obviously, like, the period where everyone was just, like, organizing, like, Discord locals tournaments, basically, because it's all we had.
Mhm.
And, like, I remember in one of them, I was there, and, like, I was, like, 14, 15, I think, at this point. I open his
Ugh.
webcam, and he has sleeves, dice, mat, deck box, and, what was it? As well as, like, keyboard
As
and
a
mouse
MTG,
with, like, stickers and
Digimon
shit.
and Cardfight
all
Vanguard player, I can
Delphine
attest that
gear.
most TCG players are either chill
oh, I
or
had better faith in
freaks.
this guy.
No in between.
Like
And
I
I,
said-
like, midway through the, like, as our match wrapped up, I was just like, so, mate, is this supposed to be a joke? Is this ironic? And he was just like, what's ironic? And I was just like, okay, I'm too socially underdeveloped to be able to navigate this conversation any further. I will simply let you have this one. Go wank in the corner.
Powerful.
I don't know why I was expecting it to be like when you were telling the story, and because this was Yu-Gi-Oh based, my brain was expecting this to be a guy decked out in Dark Magician Girl merch. I had
Well,
way
Dark
more.
Magician Girl is like 15 years old, so I'm kind of glad that's not the case. So thank
No,
you.
no! Don't get me wrong. That's not what I. Don't misunderstand. I don't need to catch a false case.
Yeah,
No, what I'm-
don't mistake me. I didn't want it to be that. That's just where I thought it was going.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
where
yeah,
I-
fair enough.
that's where I thought it was going. And granted, just in general, like I kind of expected it to just be some Yu-Gi-Oh related thing. Dark Magician Girl's just my guess because it's the generic choice.
It
Like-
is the generic choice, but DMG is like the generic choice for people who don't play
Some
Yu-Gi-Oh
people simply know
themselves.
what they are about.
But the
True.
one that seems to be the generic choice for the people who do, and it's really sad, but it's the main monster of my favorite deck.
What would that
Like,
be?
It would be because like my favorite deck is Sky Striker, which is like because it's the first deck that I got into and I ever like built properly and that I got like super into trying to learn in 2019, which is like my favorite period of the game. And like, yeah. So here's the thing. So the main monster of the deck is Sky Striker Ace Ray, and funny thing about that is that she is an anime girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and like, her cards first released in like 2018, and people were just like thirsting on Ray for like fucking 3
Thank you for
years
giving
or
me
some
life,
shit.
mother.
You're welcome, Scrunk.
Not helped by the fact that Sky Striker Ace in the German translation of the cards is Hime Slagger Ass.
Ah,
You know, doesn't help.
Look, I don't.
So because of that, it was kind of sad when when Konami decided, hey, Sky Striker is a really popular deck in the community. Let's make a manga about its lore, which was really cool.
until it
The
wasn't.
manga begins on Ray's 13th birthday.
Ah. I see.
You know, back when I actively played Yu-Gi-Oh, I ran an Amazon Nest deck. So
Yeah, that scans.
It does.
okay, all right, okay, you know.
But nah, because it's like,
Okay.
it really, like, because, like, the point is, right, it really does go to show how quickly how quickly everyone started backpedaling after there was, like, so many people in the Yu-Gi-Oh community who, like, would play Sky Striker because it was a meta deck for, like, 2 years after it first got released. So, there was, like, so many people who like, were trying to be funny, so they were like, oh, Ray is
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Bae.
In terms of the anime,
You know,
feels
funnily enough,
interesting
they've
that
stopped
cardboard
saying that
games
now.
can kill people if their luck is shit enough.
Yu-Gi-Oh shit posters scrambling to be like, wait, no, shit, fuck.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh shit posters, like this one competitive player called, I think, Alex something. Like, I will get in trouble if I try to pronounce his last name because it's like not
Imagine.
English. But
Yeah,
like,
imagine trying to run your. Imagine trying to play your funny cardboard game, and then all of a sudden you're dead.
yeah, and it's really sad when because like one of his biggest things was that he was really good at Sky Striker. Yeah, his nickname in the community was, quote, Based Lolly.
Ah!
Ooh,
Like, he called himself that,
Why?
by the way.
gross.
Why?
Take a shower.
Take a shower, yeah, with gasoline, preferably.
Give it a good scrub. You'll get it all off. Don't worry about it. I promise.
Yeah.
Lynn, now I'm just. Lynn that just gave me the visual of the two of us, like in the middle of a riot. I can't explain why. I just got that mental image, like us rioting in the streets.
Nah, unironically, like, when I get to the US, what do you think I'm going to do?
You know, because
It'll be great.
Like,
Have the
I'm
real
sorry,
queer
but,
experience.
like, yeah,
It's like
I'm
a-
a communist. I protest for fun.
I say it's like a pride parade with fire.
Mother, please keep me away from lolies. The word is weird.
Oh yeah, you'll be.
Right, well now I'm not getting into the US now. Thank you.
Don't worry, my precious baby boy. You'll be safe.
It's okay. It's okay. My lawyer has made it clear this is a bit.
Hi, my name's Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? Well,
The
I'm trans, so
Constitution
no, I
says
don't.
you do.
Actually, my lawyer is a funky dude called Apollo Justice. I'm sure I have the law on my side with that guy.
Bruh, nah, we're gonna get the, I can't remember, but there was, like, this trans lawyer on Twitter that I remember seeing. And, like, I can't remember their like, Twitter handle offhand, but, like, I remember seeing them this morning being, like, talking about how their landlord had agreed that this, like, dead tree outside their property was, like, a health concern, and they just refused to do anything about it for, like, 6 months.
6 months.
So now that landlord is going to realize that this person's a lawyer.
Hold on. I'm obligated now. Give me a moment, Lynn. I have to put the meme in no mic now. Because you said 6 months.
It might have been longer, to be honest. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah,
like I
well, you already
like
said 6 months, so I'm putting the meme in no mic.
Okay.
I also
What? What the fuck is Riot doing there?
It's a film theory thumbnail that became a meme.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Thank you, Matt Pat. Thank you.
I think this was still before he retired too, so.
Yeah, like.
So it is, in fact, once again, Matt Pat's fault.
So, I have been informed as of 2 days ago that apparently, and somehow this slipped past my radar, between 2021 and 2023, there was a DC comic books run called DC Mechs, and it was an elsewhere universe where it's all the DC superheroes, but they're mech pilots.
I didn't know that existed either. What the hell?
That sounds cool.
That's awesome. What the fuck?
It fucking is.
Dude, this is why I get so mad about being a DC fan, because they don't market to me the cool shit they do.
Yeah, I only get marketed the bad shit they make and Batman.
Like, how many of you people knew the Spirit World comic series even happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like it because it's home to one of the few S-tier non-binary characters in popular media. Shout out Xanaf Zhao, gotta be one of my favorite DC characters nobody gives a shit about.
I know about Xanaf Zhao. I was about to say, it's not Xanaf Zhao, is it?
It is. No, it is. It's absolutely Zhao.
Yeah.
I love that when DC created a non-binary lead, their answer was just, what if we just made Bleach about Chinese mythology? And it was cool as fuck.
Is that the cool one that hangs out with Constantine?
Yes.
Yeah,
they are.
I've seen them.
Their main tree. No, it feels tailor-made to appeal to what I want out of DC, because Xanaf is NB and is cool as hell. But like the main two characters from Spirit World that they're around is Constantine and Cassandra Cain. This is for me.
Don't forget Dead Man.
Yeah, he's there too, I guess.
Stop shitting on Dead Man.
I'm not shitting on Dead Man. It's just Cassandra and Constantine take priority. I have my biases. Leave me alone.
I get it. I know. He's a B tier hero and a bunch of A-listers. I get it.
Man, I wish Cassandra Cain was an A-lister.
I think Cassandra Cain's an A-lister.
She is in my heart.
Yeah, she's arguably one of the best Batgirls.
Yeah, no, it's too bad they used Barbara's dog ass in Gotham Knights instead of Cassandra.
Right? Anyway.
Sorry, I'm mad about that still. Carry on. I didn't mean to get off on it. I didn't mean to get off on a tangent like that. I'm just autistic.
Arkham Knights was such a cool concept, and the cutscenes are so cool. If you're gonna consume Arkham Knights, consume it by watching the cutscenes. Because watching the cutscenes.
Also consume it by calling it its proper name of Gotham Knights instead of putting Arkham in the title for some reason. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. It was such a good idea in concept, executed terribly. Oh my god, I've never felt more frustrated playing a Batman game in my entire fucking life.
It's time for me to try and make this weird lighting situation that I have set up here work. It'll be fine.
Man, I love having to finagle with lighting whenever I actually do attempt to implement it. So I get what you mean. You've probably experienced this before. You literally spend a good 30 minutes to an hour trying to get the lighting right.
Who is this character again?
This is Makoto. She's a character I made for an idea I've had for many years, many moons, about a fucked up magical girl series.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
I would also love to see it.
Apparently so would chat, but money is an issue that occurs.
Yeah.
Listen, there's people I would love to work with and things I would love to make, but they don't know I exist, and I don't have the money to make them know I exist, so...
They don't know I exist, or they're getting canceled.
Well, they, only one of them has, and it's...
One sec. Yeah, that's true.
Only one of the people I would like to work with professionally was canceled, and... It was
Whoopee.
justifiable.
Yes, it was. Holy shit.
Who was that?
We're probably not thinking of the same person.
It might not
Yeah,
be.
I know that we're not.
This
I
is-
can't think of anyone.
This is just like trying to go through an old Warped Tour lineup and trying to figure out who was canceled.
None of you would know who it is.
I mean,
Understandable.
I guessed, and I wasn't gonna pry because it's not my business. But like, I wanted to just make a joke about Warped Tour because it's funny, and also they're bringing it back, but it's shitty now, so I'm mad.
There's nothing like waking up in the morning and having a nice fresh glass of orange juice and finding out that an artist you like was canceled for being a Nazi, but that's neither here nor there.
Jesus
There's-
Christ.
Oh, that's lovely.
If you were locked in Arkham and had to pick one
I,
Batman villain as your
love the
roommate, who would you pick?
world. I
Poison
want
Ivy
to
and
die.
Poison Ivy, and it's bold of you to assume that there's another choice.
What's the question?
I was asked if you're we're talking about Magical Girl site, somewhere in the middle, because I fucking hate Magical Girl site. You'll hear me go on that tirade when that fucking Magical Girl video when that Dark Magical Girl video comes out. I have a whole fucking tirade about Magical Girl site.
Don't worry, I plan to put it on and listen intensely while I draw copious amounts of bodacious furries. So you
I
will
was about to
you will
say
be
a
getting my...
bodacious amount of booba.
But it's if you were
not
locked
a
up in
boob
Arkham.
profile.
It's if you were locked up in Arkham, who would you want to be your roommate? And
Oh, Poison Ivy.
the answer is Poison Ivy.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, there are characters from the Batman mythos villain-wise that I like, but I would not want to share space with them if given the choice to not.
Second option would be Nigma.
Yeah,
I
no,
was about to say, Enigma would probably be the best.
Yeah, I feel
would
like-
be- well, not a better option, but a option.
I would say I feel like
Concoction.
Edward would be a fairly decent roommate with the context that I am just a fellow asylum member, therefore I'm probably a member of the Rogues Gallery in this hypothetical.
We also have to understand that Enigma is also not afraid to bribe the guard to kill you when you're asleep if you insult him.
Well,
Yeah.
then I won't. I will simply, hypothetically, metaphorically kiss his ass, so he doesn't hate me.
Don't do that. He finds kiss asses annoying as well.
Shit!
Shit, fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck.
What
Listen,
do I do?
I think that the Riddler would be fun for a while, but I think eventually I would find him incredibly trite, and then he'd kill the living shit out of me. However, Poison Ivy is smart, pretty, interesting, and charming, so I think that I would very much enjoy spending prolonged periods of time listening to her talk to me about botany. I think it'd be great.
Oh no,
Also,
I would love-
I have yet to have her present me with a thought about climate change that I haven't agreed with, so it's fine.
oh no, I would also room with Poison Ivy because it's the obvious choice and it's great, and she probably wouldn't kill me, and maybe we can like get to know each other and eventually make out.
I was about to say, maybe we could eventually have sex.
There's a
We don't
vendor
have
that
to
says she'd murdered me. It's why I'd pick Killer Croc. I feel like Croc's a weird line where I feel like he would be. He's like Nigma, where I feel like he would be safe for a while and then something would happen and I would die.
I don't know. I feel like Croc is a good option too. You know, maybe you know.
Going to work. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
All right.
Right, take care.
I wanted to make another joke about making out, but I couldn't format it.
Insert I would fuck him joke here.
Yeah, just pretend like I said something really funny and clever that was also really like stupid and borderline inappropriate about Killer Croc. Just to pretend I was really funny, okay?
So on here.
Come on, Broly, I need this.
shoulders. It'd be up on her ribbon.
I love the ribbons, by the way, on this.
Yeah.
Also, the palette's good, by the way. I just want to put that one out there as well.
What is a good magical girl without ribbons?
A sham.
A fraud.
Also apply some here and here. I think that'd be
Jack.
there.
Yeah, dialing back to vocal stems, I love that Jeff is just one of yours, Linlin.
Yeah. Same.
I think that's mad funny.
I'm happy with it. Like, I don't mind it. Like, I think I'm allowed to be neurodivergent and a minor with purple hair and pronouns.
Aren't you like 18?
Yes, but the full phrase is neurodivergent and a minor with purple hair and pronouns.
No, I'm aware. I'm just like sitting here like, I think there's an expiration date on part of that descriptor.
Just let me be funny.
Because your hair is
Bruh.
purple.
Because my hair is purple.
Unironically, it is though.
Yes.
I'm over here with the blue hair and pronouns too.
Yeah, like I'm out. Wait, blue hair?
I do have blue hair.
What shade is it?
Cyan.
I'm googling this shit. Okay. Chloe Price cosplay when, Danica?
Give me a moment because I'm currently in the process of getting the shade IRL. I have the blonde. I bleached the hair for it, but I never got around to doing it properly because I moved out in March and then I procrastinated. So I'm going to get to it.
I have to get a fucking haircut. My hair's way too long. I'm dying. This sucks.
For context, I mean I'm getting to the hair dyeing thing. I'm not going to cosplay Chloe Price.
You what, sorry?
I said I'm talking about the hair dye thing when I say I'm getting to it. I'm not cosplaying Chloe Price, despite Linlin's joke.
You should though.
I've thought so. In regards to them having like cute little animal companions, I've waffled back and forth on it.
I love that phrasing, by the way.
I don't know. I think where I want to go with it is I don't think I want them to have animal companions, specifically because I know that, like I said before, the mascot character is going to be like the tuxedo mask figure. So I don't think I want them to have like expressly animal companions. I do know that I want what I think I'm gonna do if I decide to go the route where they have like mascot companions, basically. I think the way I want to go with it is that I want their like crystals to speak to them.
Okay.
Talking skull, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm thinking like I want the gems to speak to them. So like the skull crystal on her will talk.
Shadows of the Damned, but for women.
Yo, like, sorry, I just read this. Logan Paul has admitted his viral Tommy in it argument hurt his feelings.
That's funny.
Owned.
I was a little hurt and responded like a child, which was just so stupid. Yeah, you don't think, bro.
Side note, I still love that, like, the hat on, like the hood. I meant the hood. I like the addition of the hood on this design, Eden.
Me too. Like I said, I knew I wanted her to have, like, Grim Reaper vibes. And when I just couldn't decide on how I wanted it to be shaped, like I said before, I decided it would be shaped like, the Japanese, like, wedding kimonos.
Sick.
And I like it. I think it turned out really, I think it's got a good, I think A, it's just got a good shape. But B, I also think it's, There's some good symbolism in there, I think.
BRB.
But you don't know what that means just yet, Smile.
I don't know, and I look forward to finding it out.
Well, maybe you will, maybe you won't. Maybe I'll die before I publish anything. Who can be sure?
No. I think not.
Listen, dog, I don't get to decide that!
Yeah,
Mother,
okay.
during my
I will
hiatus from your
literally
content,
pull you
did
out
you
of your
teach me
grave.
basic shapes?
Yeah, you know shapes now. You've become a big boy. You don't have your baby voice anymore. You're a whole boy.
Got that.
Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, I like the effect of that better. Then we just have to color her eyes. I wanted them to be untouched by the shading.
Good choice. God, the fucking blue on the eyes. Fucking shit, that looks good. This is some damn good color lighting.
Thank you.
Holy fuck balls, let me tell you. There's that shit right there.
These fucking curved indent shapes are always hard for me. Because I always feel like I shade them too much. I don't know shit about ass. I don't know what I'm doing.
Some days I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, so I get that.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just fucking drawing funny lines and hoping they become funny shapes that become recognizable to the funny eyeballs. Who knows? Who can be sure? Art's an illusion.
Yeah. We're all Mysterio if you think about it, anyway.
I try not to think about it.
Yeah, I just hope that if I tend to just think if I drown my internal thoughts out with enough bodacious hot people and over the top violence, it'll just mute itself.
Does that work for you?
Most days.
Must be nice.
I try. It's hard.
Sort of just vaguely make shapes here. Who knows? Who can be sure? I don't know. I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
My life is like a video game. Dark Souls.
My life is like a video game. Doom shotgun reloading sound.
I can't believe that the man who wrote that song is the man that he is. It is always funny whenever I tell people who only know about Falling in Reverse from the Life is Like a Video Game meme about the deep Falling in Reverse lore.
That was made by Falling in Reverse?
You didn't know?
I didn't know that.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, Game Over by Falling in Reverse. That's the My Life is Like a Video Game. That's that song. Yeah, Falling in Reverse did that shit.
I did not know that.
For anyone else in their mid-20s who had an edgy phase in high school, sorry I reawoke your memory of Falling in Reverse's existence. But that's what I do sometimes. I remind you all of the music you listened to when you were 14. A lot of you didn't know that either. This is great. I love it here. It's funny. Keaton, I love your chat. They're so funny.
I love my chat too.
That's great. I'm glad you love the chat you're stuck with.
I wish you guys wouldn't lick batteries so much, but there's only so much I can do.
Yeah, that's not good for your health, guys.
She is done.
Dope. Again, I love the coloring here. The blues really put it in like an emotional lighting. It's great.
I'm a fan of her overall color palette as well. I think she turned
Oh, no,
out
yeah.
really cute.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There.
But I like the emotional lighting you put on here because it really emphasizes the mood you're trying to set.
Where am I sending you today?
Colors can do a lot to help
Mother, what is falling in
illustrate a
reverse?
mood.
Oh, band. Ooh, I like this. Hello?
What are you doing?
Just looking for somebody to raid. Hello. I'm gonna send you over to this lovely person who's doing some really cool artwork of their own.
Oh, never heard of this person. This will be epic.
I might do more art on, Thursday. We'll see. Shrug emoji.
I look forward to whatever you have planned.
But until then, goodbye!